Hi, Family 150 class. This is our second career profile of the semester, and for this profile, I was able to interview Brother Joseph Tenney. Brother Tenney is a licensed clinical social worker, and he works for the Farmington Hills, Michigan office of LDS Social Services. Brother Tenney has 3 or 4 people working in his office at any one time. There's himself and an administrative assistant and 1 or 2 other part-time therapists. He said that sometimes they have as many as 6 or 8 people, depending on how many part-time therapists that they have. Typical stressors, when talking to Brother Tenney, he felt like they almost don't exist for him. He is such a positive and upbeat person. He just feels like those things don't get to him. One of the things that he mentioned was sometimes when you have an emergency situation and you're at home, your family has to take a back seat in those cases, and sometimes that's difficult. But he felt like otherwise the church has such great programs in place for their therapists. They've got a great peer network of other counselors that they can talk to if things are getting to them, and even in terms of legal issues, the church has an attorney on call for them to counsel with and be sure that they're handling all things appropriately in that manner as well. Benefits that he mentioned are a 401k as well as a pension, which I guess is fairly unheard of. They have both health and life insurance. And one of the benefits that you can't really put in the books when you work for the church, all of your coworkers are current Temple Recommend holders. And he said that just brings such a great spirit into the office and changes things in a way that you just couldn't get if you're working in the public arena. Common job tasks for Brother Tenney are not only his own clinical services, but he oversees all of the part-time therapists in this area, as well as about 100 units of the church. They do anywhere from adoption services to the addiction recovery program. They work with the missionaries that are out in the field who are having trouble, as well as your typical counseling needs clinically that come up. He has his LMSW, like I said, from BYU. He said that other people working in this area might have an LMST or an LPC, depending on what your area of expertise is and what you want to specialize in. The starting salary range is about $35,000, and he said that you could work up to anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000, just depending on where you work and what your degree is. He started out working for the state hospital and in the court systems. He also worked for a skilled nursing facility. He did his internship at Scenic View Center in Provo, and he said that was a great experience, great way to get his feet wet. And he recommended just keep finishing, get your schooling done and get out there. He's actually considering going back for his PhD right now. And one thing that he suggested was taking an aptitude test. That's something that he did early on in his schooling, and it leans about 95% toward counseling and therapy, which was an area that he hadn't really thought of before. So he's really grateful. Now he feels so well suited to his career that he was able to do that. And then he recommends, of course, taking whatever your thoughts are to the Lord and seeking his confirmation, so you just feel like you're starting out on the right track. He said, working in therapy, it's really important to align yourself with the gospel, because you'll come in contact with so many people who are struggling in ways that they might not if they were living the gospel. And of course, that's particularly true when you're working with non-members in the public arena. But he felt, we talked about how working in the public arena is almost like only being able to work with half of the tools in your toolbox, where when you're working for the church, you can really address the whole person and come at things from both a spiritual perspective and then in terms of whatever the issue is that they're facing. But he said aligning yourself with the gospel just gives you such a solid platform to build on and to be able to step in with others and work with them and lift them. So one of the things he recommended for everyone was to read, go back and read perhaps Elder Holland's talk from the October of 2013 General Conference, Like a Broken Vessel. Elder Holland talks about mental health, and Brother Tenney said how great that was that he brought that out into the forefront and got people talking about it, that they've been able to do firesides and video conferencing revolving around Elder Holland's talk. And sometimes mental health is an issue that people don't talk about, and so he said that's been really great. It's a great conversation starter, and has gotten a lot of people working toward more positive mental health. But talking to Brother Tenney was absolutely amazing. He's so positive and so full of hope and so encouraging in the field. I just felt like I got a great blessing just being able to spend a few minutes on the phone with him. So he made me feel very hopeful about working in this field and about finishing up my degree and just getting started. So I would recommend, if you have an opportunity to chat with him ever, Brother Tenney at the Farmington Hills, Michigan office of LDS Social Services. He just was a really great resource, and I'm appreciative of his time with me. So that's it from us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.